already been included. Canada will have its champ on Tuesday finalized. And we have some dancers up there. These guys.
I would say that the dance moves by the girls would kind of blow those guys out of the water.
It's always. I would agree.
Let's go for a dance off after the game.
More practice already. Hila Hamley back in the circle. Back to live action and back to work here in the bottom of the fourth. To the top of the lineup, Harper Regan, who singled, stole a base, and then with a pinch runner, actually almost came home, was stranded in that inning from Missouri as Tatum Spry got a single. And they were at second and third, but failed to score. Missouri won, Ohio won. Steve Regan, the Missouri manager, at third base coaching, won the coin toss today. So he elected to go with the last at bat, and he was saying my percentage now for calling it right is like .069, which is like terrible. Off of Hamley to short. That good defense you talk about cleans up though nicely as Berlin Gladbach able to fire over the first off the touch by Hamlin.
And I think that touch was so pivotal in that play, because if she does not tip that ball, it goes with more velocity up the middle, and I think it has the chance to get all the way to the outfield. But with the deflection by Hamley, it gives Mattern an opportunity to come away with the out.
Yeah, check that. That was Bella Mattern with the assist there. Now here's Berlin Gladbach. Batting with a 1-1 tie in the fourth. Now every base runner seems to loom larger in this game. Just getting anybody on base is challenging enough. It almost represents either the goal run or potentially the winning run.
You're looking for the team that flinches first in this one. With a tie ball game and the kind of pitching and defense you've got going on, it's going to be a tight ball game for sure.
Well, you talked with Hila Hamley earlier today about what kind of pitch she throws when she gets behind, which isn't often, but she is behind it.
And she just goes right to that fastball. She tries to locate it. When she falls behind in the count, it's about filling the zone. She does not fall behind very often.
How nervous do you think Mom is right now?
Oh, it's awful to be a player parent, especially a pitcher's parent, because everything just sits on the shoulders of your daughter out there in the circle.
2 balls and a strike. Coming back nicely.
I'd say Darren looks pretty calm in the stands. We've seen her pretty animated, but right now she's cool as a cucumber the way that Hamley's thrown in the circle.
The throw was down to third base, but that's not strike 3 yet. But they're so used to it. It's 2-2 count. Okay over there, Steve? I guess he doesn't have a glove, right? So it makes it a little more difficult.
You got to show up. I mean, if this was the Savannah Bananas, he catches that, then it's an out, right? Actually, it hit the net, so probably not.
Interesting point. They were in Indianapolis recently. Hila Hamley comes back after being down 2 on the count to get a strikeout here in the fourth.
Goes back to the same spot on Berlin Gladbach she got her last time, away. That outside corner is dominant today for Hamley. Beautiful spot. 8th strikeout.
Tatum Spry, who had a base hit and a stolen base, was stranded at second in the Missouri first. And a great scoring opportunity, but Hamley struck out the number 4 in 5 hitters to end the inning. The hits and runs as expected in a pitcher's duel are at a premium today. 2 teams are combining for over 7 with 2 outs in an inning. Somebody on base is quite difficult.
And what do you see when they get on? They challenge defenses by putting their runners in motion, making things happen, putting the pressure on the defense to come away with clean throws. And when it doesn't happen, they've pushed around those 2 runs. Those 2 runs have come with hiccups on both sides.
Yes.
It was misplayed balls that were handled on the field that came away with the run on both sides for both Ohio and Missouri.
By the way, if you'd won the coin toss, what would you have done? Home or visitor?
I don't know, pretty successful in that visitor spot. But you always want to have the ability to hit last. He did say, he kind of questioned himself for saying home because he hasn't won a coin flip here in Whitestown.
Imagine so much pressure on him, particularly the coin toss.
I mean, they do. They definitely have a lot on their plate. And remember, these are not hired coaches. These are dads.
True.
And so they've got a lot on their plate, a lot of pressure going on, and so much for Steve Regan, knowing that this is his last go-around coaching his daughter.
Strike three call. Rich Condrey lets up the right hand. 2 strikeouts in the inning. 8 in the game for Hanley. Still 1-1 after 4.
4 strikeouts, filling the zone, trusting the defense behind her. She's been doing a great job in the circle. And as we sit knotted up at 1, it's going to come down to who flinches first.
Look at the pitching comparison and how good each pitcher has been today. Just 1 walk between them, which has really been status quo for both of these good young softball throwers.
And I'm impressed with the pitch count for Young as well, keeping it very low as we enter the 5th inning. Just 40 pitches coming into this one.
And Mila Hamley at the plate has been the only Ohio base runner in the game. She singled back in the 1st. Got a pitch runner for at 2nd, and Marissa Polder scored Ohio's only run.
As a pitcher, she does get the opportunity to have a courtesy runner with 2 outs, and that's what they did. They had 2 outs, brought in Polder to be able to run for her, which was the last batted out. Because of that, the wheels on the bases gave Ohio the opportunity to put a run on the board first.
Makes the manager, Matt Hamley, look so good when he does something like that, right?
Well, I'm sure having Polder score takes the pressure off, knowing that he put a replacement in for his daughter. So it might go both ways, right? Dad, why didn't you leave me in? I could have done it. As opposed to, that was a good call, Dad. Good job.
I never thought about that.
There's a lot of emotions that go into this. It's not just playing the game. It's how do you handle the conversations on the way home from the ballpark, and how do you handle the mom, maybe, when you get home.
This is a tough business. 2-2 pitch popped up and in foul territory. Not a problem for Carrie Ann Ashlock, 1 out. 12 straight retired by Young in this game. Just a 1 hit allowed. And check that was Braylon Smith with the catch over there. So at the plate is Marissa Polder, who actually has scored the only games won for Ohio in that game as a pinch runner, as we mentioned. If we get to extra innings, the 7th inning will be played like everything else. But the 8th inning, things get a little interesting, as each team will have a runner at second base to start that inning. And that typically is the last person who has made the out previous inning. 2-strike pitch. Was that a protection swing or an accidental one?
I think it was just a barrel that leaked out enough to be able to catch that off speed and foul it back. But in an 0-2 count, you got to be careful that you do not let that barrel break the plane of the plate and go down with a strikeout.
Back to the pitcher. Running Young with a putout. 2 outs. 13 in a row. Now retired by the Missouri thrower.
And even though Brenna Young came into this one with a ton of strikeouts, she had 32 strikeouts coming into today's game. She has really relied on her defense to be able to be dominant here in this one.
Bell Mattern at the plate. Bella, who grounded out pitcher to first. 2 for 12 in the regional. This is the young lady that enjoys unlimited Gatorade and says that's the plus about playing a Little League.
Amen, sister. I think unlimited Gatorade is great.
I like the Frost kind. How about you?
Frost? Ooh, I've seen one of the things on the questionnaires is their favorite flavors. Wow, great play!
And the last two.
Brittany Young with the comebacker gets a nice, it looked to me like she got it on the line drive, but just to make sure, took the throw over to first base, just to make sure the umpires didn't ring her up a different way. Gets herself out of the inning.
Breaking the action right now. A little food over there, huh? We'll get back and watch this thriller here.
Well, isn't that the benefit of being a sibling of a player is you get to just stand around and get the snacks at the snack stand?
Yes, it is. Run for mom and dad and get back to the stands as quickly as possible.
Or not.
Just devour them there and say, yeah, they ran out. She's going to miss by Mallory Ferris to start the bottom of the fifth inning in a 1-1 tie. She struck out back in the first. That these girls have written in the questionnaire. Tupac is the first one I've seen in a while.
Yeah, that one's not coming up on the questionnaires very often.
Probably not. Mallory's claim to fame is she can do impersonations. So if her team makes it, the Greenville hold her to it, would you?
And another illegal pitch called on Mila Hamley, stepping wide of that pitching plate. She knows what it is. One of the things that she could do is toe the rubber a little bit closer to the right side of the plate. Look at where that right foot is. And she's that far to the right already. The left foot, any deviation off of the power line is going to be a problem. So she takes that left foot, goes wide, and is just outside the pitching rubber, which is an illegal pitch, and it's being called very consistently here in the Central region.
Yes, each pitcher has had one call on them here today. Mila had 5 called yesterday. But that doesn't bother her. She just comes back with another punch out.
Yeah, she does not get rattled by that. And her dad wishes she would make the change before it gets called, but she continues to just toe the pitching plate on the left side. And because she toes it so far to the left, any deviation off of that line towards the plate has been called as an illegal pitch.
10th strikeout of the game, 3 in a row. Her second streak of 3 consecutive strikeouts. And like a daddy said, hey, I've told her about it more than once. To right field. And foul.
Well, and there are certain pitches that lend themselves to a wider step, a screwball. You'll see a right-handed pitcher step really wide to the left to be able to get the hand inside that pitch to light up the inside of a right-handed batter. Mila Hamley loves her screwball, but she has to make an adjustment on that pitching rubber to be able to give herself a chance to stride a little bit wider to the left without being called for that illegal pitch.
Facing her competition up there right now, Brenna Young, who struck out to end the first. 2 hot-hitting teams coming in have been stymied by great pitching and defense today. A 1-1 tie, 6-inning game unless we have to go longer. And it's unfortunate we'll only have one winner out of here because I think both would represent the Central Regional rather nicely.
Most definitely. The bats of Missouri with batting averages over 400. The pitching on both sides. These are 2 solid teams.
And would you say so late in the game, the fact Missouri is the home team, advantage goes to Danubile Little League? I
mean, this is the one coin flip that I'm sure Steve Regan was grateful that he did win, knowing that this was going to be a battle from the very beginning. And sitting with an even score, they need all the outs they can get.
He called it heads, right?
He did. He said, I said, what about tails never fails? He said, that's what I called the previous games here in regionals, and we didn't win. So then I called heads. We got the win, and then I didn't know if I should say home or away because we've been so successful as the visitor.
All the things a manager has to worry about, and that being one of them.
Ball 2 strikes.
Ball and 2 strikes with 1 out in the 5th. Middle of the lineup for Ohio when we get to the 6th. now 2 outs in the inning and 4 straight strikeouts for Mila Hamlin.
Miss that rise ball, continuing to go to it, getting the swing and miss. Back-to-back strikeouts with that ball up in the zone. When you can't show discipline on that pitch up, she will continue to take that up the ladder, get that swing and a miss. An impressive day for Hamlin in the circle.
Now Brooklyn Stevenson. If you're not aware, Brooklyn and Bree are separated by 2 minutes at birth. And the challenge for manager Steve Regan as games go on and practices and travel is trying to figure out which one is which. And he said the only way he can do it is by their numbers, not by their faces, gestures, body language, doesn't matter.
Well, Brooke is 2 minutes older as well, so she's probably more mature.
A bullet to Ava Fisher. 3 up and 3 down. Well, your line was, who's going to blink? On to the 6th.
Game with the kind of pitching that both squads have and the way that both teams have been swinging the bat, we expected to see a very low-scoring game, but also take advantage of opportunities on the bases, and that's where our runs came from. Aggressive base running and some miscues.
Pop up in foul territory, gonna be a tough play. Good reach by Carrie at Ashlock, but it goes as a strike. Brony Young now has thrown 56 pitches, 52 pitches in the game. 37 have been for strikes, and has retired the last 14 as he faces Grady Morris in front of him.
Beautiful changeup. I would expect to see that pitch take a little bit more of a front row seat as we head into the 6th inning, knowing that the hitters for Ohio have been able to time her up, put some good barrel on the ball.
Toward third. 1 out in the 6th. Harper Regan over to first base. That'll bring up Lexi Petrilla, who is 0 for 1.
Well, the way that Young has been able to attack the strike zone today actually is just below her tournament average. She's sitting about 71% strikes. Throughout the rest of the tournament, she's at about 75% strike rate from the circle.
She was retired 15 in a row. Ohio has had its last base runner for the first. Popped up on the bat of Petrilla and handled at third base, no problem by Regan again. And there are 2 outs down the Ohio 6th inning.
Regan Harper says, I just want to make sure I get all the outs this inning. Everything going to the left side.
Well, it's nice to make your infield work, isn't it? And that's what Brony Young has done in this game. Doesn't have a slew of strikeouts. Has 4 for the game, 3 consecutively. From the 3rd inning conclusion to the 4th.
Gotta find a way to keep battling. Gotta find a way. Just put a hard bat on the ball and try and drive it right up the middle, okay? Right through their defense, all right? You got it, kiddo. Right now.
And Hanley, the manager, over third base. Gia Hoops. Gia's had a good regional. Had a good tournament here last year as well.
Yeah, one of those 7 returners from last year's team that advanced on to Greenville and the World Series.
Even with all the pressure on her, she asked the question, how did the barber win the bicycle race?
Ooh, I don't know this one.
He took a shortcut.
Ha
I can get you a copy of these, by the way, when you're over it.
I'll pass, but thank you.
Okay.
I appreciate the offer.
Not personally offended, I understand. No balls, 2 strikes. Young in this tournament has never pitched better. Allowed just 1 base runner, and that eventually scored by way of a pinch runner, a courtesy runner, way back in the 1st. A strike away, giving chance to Missouri to walk it off. We go to the last of the 6th. A run will win it and send them to Greenville.
World Series. Right now, we are going to keep things rolling.
Setting up for a fantastic finish here, Victoria Michelle. The question is, will it end here in regulation? Or will we go to extra innings and bonus softball?
What we've seen is it's going to take one hit and some aggressive base running to push things around. Mila Hamley says, I don't think that's going to happen on my watch. She has been so strong down the stretch, racking up 11 strikeouts in this game.
Lucy Reynolds at the plate, grounded out pitcher to first, back in the second. 2 hits for Missouri, 1 for Ohio. Game tied at 1. Bunt toward third base and foul. And probably a good idea that Annabelle Mikesell didn't handle that, because flying down to first base was Lucy Reynolds.
Well, and typically an umpire is not going to call foul ball until the ball is touched in foul territory. So with Mikesell just letting it roll, that's a risky decision to allow the ball to just sit there. If it hit a rock or it hit the grass in a funky way, that could have come back into fair territory and eaten her up in the wrong way. I think the conversation is going to be maybe she touched it, but no, she did a nice little dance around the ball, did not touch it, and it rolled foul.
And nonetheless, Steve Regan, with some challenges in the bank here, will challenge this play.
Right, and every challenge, if it's successful, you just keep them. You don't lose challenges. In Division I softball, there's just 2 challenges. Whether you're successful or you get it wrong, you are limited to 2. In Little League softball, you have just absolutely as many as you want if you have a successful challenge. So I think at this point in the game, it's a great time to go to that video replay to see if she did touch it. I think what they'll see in replay, though, is that she was able to stay clear of the ball, and it will stay a foul ball.
Probably a smart move to challenge, because if you've got one in reserve, in this particular instance, you haven't challenged anything that's unsuccessful. Why not? Maybe they'll see something that you had hoped had happened, but at least by way of what we're seeing, likely didn't.
Well, and such a heads-up play by Mikesell to realize that the spin of the ball was going to take it foul. The way that she was running down the line, it looked like she was going to be safe had she picked it up and tried to make that throw down the line.
Can I throw that time-worn phrase in, or words, game of inches?
That's right, definitely is. That one, more like 1.5 feet, but yes, a game of inches.
About to confirm the call that was on the diamond, which is a foul ball. I just spoiled it for everybody, didn't I?
Yeah, I mean, talk about stealing his thunder.
Where's the drama? I'll wait next time.
Build the suspense, Jim.
Yeah. That's what I do at home at movies. And it's
oh, here's where he walks in the room.
looked upon favorably. Mila Hamley, 2 strikes, bottom 6, and race 1 up by 1 and 2 to the batter Lucy Reynolds.
Well, and in that situation too, Jim, maybe they're trying to put some pressure on the circle. Mila Hamley has been so good here today, filling the zone and getting a lot of swing and misses. But maybe what Steve Regan had in mind was he knew it was foul. Maybe just try to ice the pitcher, right? Take her out of her rhythm.
Well, Mila's been in such a groove. She's only allowed hits in the first and the third since the last hit, which was an RBI double. She has retired 8 in a row.
Of those 8, 6 of them via the strikeouts.
Yes.
For her, she's just so dominant today.
No room for error for Ohio, because this is, in regulation, the last at bat. One would win it. Bottom of the order for Ohio in the 7th, if we get that far. Great at bat right now for Lucy Reynolds. Who says she speaks a little Spanish, and says thanks to Mrs. Dina Faith of John Warner School for helping her with that.
And her favorite player is Abby Hay, who was a standout for the University of Missouri this last year, the softball team there, just a freshman playing first base for them. So great to be able to have that kind of mentor. Abby Hay actually grew up in the same town as Daniel Boone Little League, and so they had her out to practice. They were able to learn from her. They've got a great role model in that hometown hero.
Yeah, what a great experience. Larissa Anderson won 48 games this past year and got to the Super Regional with the Tigers.
And came up just short against Duke, who advanced their first time to the Women's College World Series.
Coming up on the 9th pitch of the at-bat. It's a big one because the count is full. The game is tied. And if Reynolds reaches, she becomes the game-winning run. This is huge right here between pitcher and batter. Strike 3 call. What do you think?
That's a pretty generous strike, but you can't leave it up to the umpire. We've seen his strike zone be very high, and that favors Mila Hamley, knowing that she loves to throw that pitch up. That's a tough call. I think I would have held up on that pitch too.
Carrie Ann Ashlock to the plate, the first baseman, with 1 out in the 6th. Lily Sheffield would lead off the Ohio 7th if we get that far. Just one loss between the two teams. Last year they met in the regionals here. Ohio on its great comeback trail beat Missouri. Missouri looking for a chance to avenge it in the biggest spot.
In that matchup last year, Ohio had a 10-1 victory over Missouri.
It's hard to believe, isn't it? Most of the same girls back.
Yeah, and
Missouri.
And now we're seeing this pitcher's duel in the circle between these two.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Hadley Jackson would hit next. Big deep breath right there for Carrie Ann. Look at the nerves right now for everybody. Checking in with this game. Go, mate. Two outs in the 6th inning.
I mean, to say that Mila Hamley is dealing is an understatement. That rise ball continues to just find its way over the barrel of these Missouri hitters. So good, and with such velocity, Missouri is struggling to put the bat on the ball.
13-year-old Hadley Jackson steps in, trying to give Daniel Boone a little life in the last of the 6th. 2 for 9 in the regional, batting .222 with a run and a run scored. Pass the pitcher to short. Extra innings, here we come. And why not? Between the two best teams here in the regional, on to the 7th.